Welcome to the Practical AI Prompting Guide, essential hacks for getting meaningful results from AI models. This guide owes much to the material provided by the following sources. Full references can be found in the description. In this guide, we're going to cover three main things: 4 key elements for an effective AI prompt, shoot prompting, and refining your prompts. I have condensed all of this down to under 10 minutes, and it's going to be a practical guide for anyone either new to AI or those who have been using it for a long time and want to get the best out of it. You can use any AI model at all for these prompts. I generally use Perplexity AI, ChatGPT, Google Gemini, and Microsoft Copilot, among a few others. So let's start with the 4 key elements for an effective AI prompt. Now, under here, you've got 4 key elements that you should always provide in your prompt. The persona, in other words, the role that you want AI to play. The task, now give a clear task that you want AI to perform. The context, give good background information for AI to follow. And the format, this is the desired structure that you would want your response to come back as. Okay, so let's have an example of this. Here I'm going to make a prompt and I'm going to ask AI to act as an IT trainer. Its task is to create a 2-day XML and XSLT training course outline. The context is that this is a course for beginners and it should include breaks between the sessions. Remember, it's for 2 days. The format, I want the format of the course to be returned in bullet points, something easy to follow. Now, I actually took this and run this through AI and asked it to refine this prompt based on the information I've got here. And here's what I got back. So you can do this. You can actually ask AI to write the prompt for you. But of course, you have to give it all the information: the persona, the task, the context, and the format. So you can see what comes back now, something which is quite well constructed. Persona, you are an experienced IT trainer specializing in training, programming languages, and technologies. The task, a detailed course outline for a 2-day beginner level training session on XML and XSLT. And the context, the course is intended for individuals with little to no experience in XML or XSLT. The goal is to provide foundational knowledge, practical exercises, and hand-on experience. Structure the training into 4 sessions per day, including tea breaks and lunch breaks. And the format, provide the course outline as bullet points split into 4 sections for each day, include time slots for tea breaks and lunch. So you can see how it has been very well constructed. Now, let's come and run this prompt through Perplexity AI. I'm using Perplexity AI as my AI model. You can use any model you like at all. And here I'm going to put in my prompt. Okay, so create the following based on this criteria: the persona, you're an experienced trainer, just like we've gone through. The task, I've given it the context and the format. And let's run. Now here I'm using Perplexity AI. It is using the Pro Search. You can use any of the AI models at all that you like for this. Perplexity is a very good one. Of course, you can also use ChatGPT for something like this. It's not a problem at all. And here we are. We've got our results coming back already. So here we've got the 2-day course for XML and XSLT, day 1. You see, you've got everything for day 1. We've got the times. I'm just going to scroll down on this so you can see it. Got the times going down for day 1. Then you've got day 2. You've got the hands-on experience. Now, I actually do train XML, XSLT, and I can see that this has been quite well written. I would probably still have to make some adjustments to this, but that is expected. Okay, so there I have written a prompt using those 4 key elements, and you can see I get quite a well-constructed feedback. That's the response that I get back. Okay, number 2, shot prompting. What we've just did could be termed as zero-shot prompting because we didn't provide any examples. But with one-shot prompting is where you provide at least one example for the model to use. Now, of course, this will depend on what kind of prompt that you're giving. So let's give an example here. If I wanted AI to classify the sentiment of the following sentences as either positive, negative, or neutral, it would probably be wise by me giving it one example. So here I've got an example. The sentence says, I love the new design of this product. Sentiment positive. So assume that that sentence was written by a customer, and I would expect the AI to classify that as positive. Remember, when you're dealing with AI models, they don't understand emotions. So sometimes asking it if something is good or bad is not as straightforward as it might seem. So here I've given it an example. Now I'm going to give it a prompt. I'm going to ask it to classify this sentence. The customer service was unhelpful and slow. What sentiment would it apply to that? You can go and run that in an AI model yourself and find out what happens. Make sure you give it the whole prompt. Okay? So that's what we refer to as shot prompting. You can either, giving it a shot prompting is basically giving it an example. So there are certain times when you want to give the AI an example of the result you are expecting it to get back. And then thirdly, you've got refine your prompt. Even when you get your prompt back, you've got to refine it. So if it doesn't give you exactly what you expect, ask it another question. Do a follow-up question. That's very, very important. And now if you were to follow those 3 rules that we have just gone over, you will find out that you get much, much better results. Now, I always like to keep this nice and simple, so I'm going to end it there. Please like, subscribe, and share this video if you have found it useful. Also, please leave any comments that you might have down below, and I'll try to get back to them as soon as possible. Otherwise, happy prompting. Thank you very much.